Hey everybody, I'm ZombieJohnny, and as you can see from the pre-roll, there was quite a bit of devastation from the wildfires in our area. I will tell you that I travel for my work, and driving through that area for the first time since the fires had stopped or had died down was kind of shocking, because before it was all lush greenery, and now it's just like a charred remains of what was. It was very dense forest, and seeing the devastation was difficult because, you know, some of my family members were affected by it, and of course we were affected by it as well. My family being so close to the community that was evacuated, and seeing those videos and seeing what had happened is pretty unbelievable. And things have died down now, thankfully. The fires they're under control now. We can drive through the area, and as you can see, like, I took footage of me driving through it. It was a rainy day, thankfully, but there was still things smoldering, and it has rained a lot since then, so thankfully things have had a chance to put the fires out, but it's under control. And yeah, it's pretty unbelievable driving through there, because like I said, it was lush greenery, and now it's just charred remains of what was. Anyway, on a lighter note, we're going to be taking a look at a manga today. This was suggested through the one-shot manga list, the top 10 one-shot manga list. So let's take a look at All You Need Is Kill.
All You Need Is Kill is based upon the novel written by Hiroshi Sakurazaka, with storyboards by Ryosuke Takeuchi, original concept art by Yoshitoshi Abe, and illustrated by
Takeshi Obata! I can't get away from this guy!
The story begins with a young soldier taking his last breath on the battlefield while a woman named Rita Vrataski stands above him. She asks the young soldier if green tea is served free with your meal in Japan. Then the story shifts to a young soldier laying in his bed. His bunkmate then hands him a waiver to sign. The young soldier feels strange, like he has lived through this scenario already. His dream was so realistic. His bunkmate named Jin Yonobaru explains that they are deploying tomorrow, and they're having a huge party for one last hurrah before they go off to battle. The young soldier's name is Kieji Kiriya. The story then explains that the world has been invaded by strange creatures known as mimics. These creatures only have one goal, and that is to wipe out humanity. The Japanese forces have deployed a sort of battle armor they call jackets. To explain it easily, these jackets look a lot like Master Chief's armor. The US forces have joined the Japanese army at the front lines because Japan is the only place that can develop these jackets. The leader of the US forces is the same person who was in Kieji's dream the night before, Rita Vrataski. The US and the Japanese are joining forces to push back the mimic invasion. While the troops are conversing, their sergeant enters a room and tells them that they have been lacking. They have been told to fall in for training, and then Kieji remembers from his dream that they were to do push-ups for 3 hours straight. Yonobaru prays that Kieji's dream doesn't come true. The scene then shifts to Yonobaru cursing Kieji while they do push-up after push-up in the hot sun. The US forces taunt the Japanese doing push-ups in the yard. Then Kieji notices her, Rita, standing among the US group, watching them. Kieji stares at her, feeling like he's seen her somewhere before. Rita then approaches their commander and asks if she is allowed to join them in their training. Rita then takes her place right next to Kieji. She then asks him why he has been staring at her. The story shifts once again to Kieji laying in his bed reading his book. He didn't end up partaking in the pre-battle festivities. As he sat there reading his book, he felt surprised, because he felt like he read this book before. He knew every line he had read. The next day, Kieji and his battalion gear up in their jackets and head out for battle. The mimics approach, and the battle begins. Yonobaru is quickly torn apart, and then Kieji is blasted in the chest. Screaming in agony, he dies a painful death. Kieji then wakes up in his bed with Yonobaru asking him to sign the same waiver. The images of his graphic death flash in his mind, making him sick. He then frantically flips through the book and realizes he knows this story already. He realizes that he is reliving his death over again. Kieji, in a panic, tries to flee. He then runs into an old man and his granddaughter on the street. He breathes a sigh of relief because he is back in civilization. Suddenly, the old man and the granddaughter are torn apart. A mimic has appeared before Kyeiji. He tries to flee, but he is soon ripped apart as well, once again waking up in his bed. He sits up and asks Yonebaru for his pistol. I'll redact what happens. Kyeiji wakes up in his bed again, completely defeated and miserable. Kyeiji then adds up how many times he has died. He adds them up and then writes the number 5 on the back of his hand, keeping track of how many times he has returned to his bed. This is where our adventure begins, again and again.
All You Need Is Kill is like a mishmash of Halo and Starship Troopers. It's filled with epic battle armor and endless waves of disturbing unknown creatures. Kyeiji keeps training harder and harder and learning more about the mimics until he can survive longer and longer on the battlefield. I can't actually dive too deep into the story because it has some really wonderful twists that I cannot spoil for everyone. I figured that it would just go on until Kyeiji figured out how to end his existence in Groundhog Day, but that truly isn't the case. So, instead of spoiling the story, let's move on to the team behind the series. Hiroshi Sakurazaka is a Japanese writer and novelist born in 1970 in Tokyo. His most notable work is All You Need Is Kill, which ended up inspiring the Tom Cruise film Edge of Tomorrow. Now, I have not seen Edge of Tomorrow, but this has certainly piqued my interest. Sakurazaka originally published All You Need Is Kill in 2004. Sakurazaka was inspired by an online post where a video game player recounted his experience having to start a video game over and over again. By repeating what he had played, the video game player was able to learn from his previous mistakes and continue his progress through the game's story. He also apparently drew inspiration from the 1993 film Groundhog Day starring Bill Murray, which, yeah, that's pretty obvious. The manga was adapted by Ryosuke Takeuchi, who doesn't have much information on himself. He has a very small list of works, and it seems that All You Need Is Kill is his most popular works as well. He took Sakurazaka's story and then something like a screenplay writer for a movie, he adapted it into a script for a manga. Now, this is the third series that I have covered by Takeshi Obata. I don't know why, but for some reason he keeps popping up in my life. I hope he doesn't turn up at my house at 12:30 in the morning with a hunting knife. Don't get me wrong. We all know that Obata is a fantastic illustrator. What more do I need to say? He's great and his illustrations are great in this series as well. Now, for the unsung hero of this story, Yoshitoshi Abe. He was the original character designer and conceptualist for Sakurazaka's light novel. So these characters were designed by Yoshitoshi and brought to life by Obata. And for the third time in a row, All You Need Is Kill is Yoshitoshi's most popular works as well. It seems like everyone was on the same page with this novel. For a one-shot manga, All You Need Is Kill is worth having in your collection. I purchased this manga for under $20 Canadian on Amazon. Well, it was on sale, but it doesn't run for much higher than $20 to begin with. It is printed in a larger format and has a matte finish cover. It's overall a great one-shot manga that is worth the price.
Total page count, 425. Total volumes, 1. Total score, 4 out of 5.
Thank you so much, everybody, for watching once again. This was a really fun one to do. It was an interesting series, especially for a one-shot manga. It was very fun. I really enjoyed this one. A lot of things happening. I'm going to be trying to at least put out one manga or comic book review once a month. If other videos come out along with it, then there's kind of like a little bonus thing. But at least once a month, I'm trying to put out a video, long-form review. If it's short, if it's long, it's going to be a series of some kind. Look forward to that. Like I said, at least once a month. If you get more than that, if I put out more than that, then that's just bonus. Music playlists, short videos, whatever it may be. But at least I'm trying to do one a month because my work schedule is kind of different. I do a week out of town, and then when I come back home I do a week, so it's kind of like back and forth. So I really only have 2 weeks at home, so that's kind of why I'm saying that maybe I'll do one manga or comic book review a month, because that gives me time to read the manga or comic book, take the pictures, edit it together, choose the music. Like, there's a huge process involved in this, so hopefully I'll be able to get one out once every month, and that's kind of the schedule that I'm sticking to. So hopefully by the end of the year we'll have a nice selection of reviews. I'd like to thank you once again for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you like the video, please like it. If you want to comment, please comment. Let's keep things rolling. Let's keep things going. We are almost at 600 subscribers. We're getting close. We're inchworming, just slowly towards that. Let's get 600 subscribers by the end of the year. The summer is coming. Things are going to be beautiful and amazing. We're going to have lots of fun. We're going to read some great series. I hope you're staying happy, healthy, and safe. I'm ZombieJohnny. Peace.